Hello, hello. Alright, since the Housewives of Tarot is so good at day-to-day life kind of things, and also making fun of Donald Trump, but that's a different reading, let's have a look at the New York City blackout that just took place 42 years after another enormous blackout hit the city. 1977. So, but the question is this time, okay, we can definitely say in 1977 that it wasn't a cyber attack. I can pretty much guarantee, we can all pretty much guarantee that in 1977, the New York City blackout was not caused by a cyber attack, considering there was very little cyber, or none, depending on how you define that. Alright. So, but this time, 2019, was the New York City blackout. Hello, New York. Oh, two in the past. Was this blackout caused by a cyber attack? I did a reading after the Boston gas explosions. I don't even know if I put that up. It's terrible. I actually have readings that I've never put out there because I never got around to editing them. But I don't know if I put that one out or not. But basically it was that, no, it wasn't. In that case of the gas explosions in Boston, I was not getting any kind of cyber attack out of that. But this one, oh, there's a kitty. This is people in power very much in their feelings and very worried about this happening. Very worried. Very worried about Russia in particular. Hello. How you doing? Can you sit over here? Can you sit here? Here, there's some paper. You like sitting on paper? There you go. There you go. It's a little softer. You can keep your toes warm. Alright. There are a lot of people worried about Russia, specifically Russian, but also Chinese or North Korean or whomever, but Russian cyber attack. Very, very worried. Very worried. Alright, two in the past. Now that did put a damper on the party. City that never sleeps, always stuff going on. And people are resilient. But some people were stuck in elevators, others were, but they'll clean up. People, this is how it's always been. You can't keep New Yorkers down, New York City people down. Ultimately, you can't keep Americans down, I don't think, but center, because center of the reading is worried about the world interfering in our electric grid and power supply and what have you. Base of the reading, backstabbing. And the Page of Wands, worried about things happening to children. I saw there were various people who dug up newscasts from 1977, and I saw a couple of them on YouTube, and one of them was a man who was saying that he was brief interruption there. Okay, I was as I was saying, I was watching some of it was really interesting watching some of the television coverage, the news coverage from 1977. And it was, they were talking to people on the street and there was this one guy, he had been studying for his bar exam by candlelight. He said he felt like Abe Lincoln, and he and his wife had a 2-month-old baby. And because it wasn't just the power, it was the water that was knocked out, they kept having to reboil the same, I don't know how they managed it, but they managed to boil some water, but they had to keep reboiling the same water, and it was really giving them some stress. But I guess all was well in the end. So when these things happen, yeah, you get people stuck in elevators, and not always the safest elevators, and you have to work your way through it. You've got to protect the kids, but I'm wondering if this is going to split. Sometimes I get different energies that kind of seesaw, and I'm wondering if it's going to seesaw sideways. Let's look at the cards above they're reading. Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Yes, I've got 2 pages here and here. And then I've got Queen of Pentacles up here and 7 of Swords here. What this kind of makes me think of is that old song by Sting, I hope the Russians love their children too. Because the US can very much retaliate. If Russia continues on its path of hurting America, Putin showing up with Trump and them having these lovely conversations that Trump doesn't question anything. Oh, Trump is so corrupt. Anyway, and then Russia hacks into our systems. Your future, Queen of Cups. And the Moon. Well, this is the Democrats. And the Moon is chaos and confusion, or worry. Getting more worry than anything else. Home environment. Okay, strength. Kind of goes along with this, that we are a well-off nation, which makes us vulnerable. We have electricity everywhere. There are places in the world where they don't have much electricity, or any at all, and so you have to be well off to a certain point to be vulnerable to this. And that just speaks to Putin's idea of Russia. But we're strong, and the home environment will be all right. We'll be all right. Hopes and fears. This comes down to the cyber. I wouldn't even call it cyber warfare. It's more like cyber one-upmanship. Warnings, Cold War-ish, kind of, but yeah. That we can attack you, and that's very much making me think of the American flag. Saying, yeah, Russia, you don't want to do this because yeah, we could do some serious damage to Russia. What other people see? Mr. Fix-It. There is some very clever stuff going on in the cyber argument. I don't want to cyber fighting. I don't want to call it warfare. Cyber fighting. Very smart people. There's some very interesting understanding. So, yep, so that makes sense. Final outcome. We're going to be okay. And America is going to strengthen our cybersecurity, and we will you want to pull out knives? We can pull out knives. And we know exactly where to cut. Those are garden shears. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to be okay. But okay, so this is what I'm getting. So suddenly this is all talking about the cyber. But the question is, was this New York City power outage, was it cyber warfare-ish? Well, I guess this would be count as actual cyber warfare. Was this a cyber attack? Was the New York City blackout of 2019, was that cyber attack? I don't know why, but it feels like no. It wasn't, but people in charge, people in positions of power are very, very worried about this happening because of a cyber attack. This Page of Swords, this mischievous little brat, this feels more like gremlins in the system rather than an actual cyber backstabbing. Queen of Wands saying, you know, what was this? What was this? Fix this. What, you know. And she's got, that's the King of Wands right there. It's almost like they're, she's like, what is this? Fix it. And he's like, got it. You know. And that's not to say that the person saying fix it wouldn't be male and the person who's got it is female. Just saying that's what the cards are saying to me. I don't know why. This just feels like it's the inner workings and mechanisms, the way things are set up. But there's some serious worry going on about the possibility of cyber attacks. And America, there are people who are going to make sure that we are safe. And that people will think twice before attacking America. Of course, there always will be some people who try. And this honestly, the sense I get is that not only is it serious military protection, and I don't know, maybe it's because it's look a little bit like in skeet shooting, the targets, but it just feels like it's heavily military, but it's also, you know, it's other parts of government as well. But even if all of that failed, there are American hackers who would have no problem at all, just would absolutely, you know, put on their American flag kerchief over their hair, and they would go online and do some serious damage to any country who attacked us. So we're going to be okay. I'm getting strength. This is a form of strength. This is strength. And these are just glitches. This is both in the cyber world, but also in the physical world. Wires and pipes protecting wires, but there are people worried, and they're on it. All right, so that is what I'm getting. I'm not getting that this, but it's a matter of time until we do have to worry about something like that. We just need to be ready. We just need to be ready. And chances are we will be. And if they get through somehow, we'll find a way to work around it and recover, because that's what we do. All right, so things are going to be okay. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you to my patrons. The channel could not exist without you. All right, hang in there.